Good answer, Pam. I won't need this. Let me know when you guys are ready. Okay. First, thank you for coming. And secondly, I wish you weren't here. This is extremely, extremely heartbreaking of a story. We have a young couple that leaves their 5-month-old son, Carter, in the custody of their great-grandmother and great-aunt, and they go out to dinner to celebrate Mom's birthday. Grandmom and great-grandmom and the great-aunt, 5-month-old's being a little fussy. They decide to put him into the bedroom. They put him in the bedroom, they close the door, and then the great-aunt allows her 3 dogs out of the cage. They go into the kitchen to make tea and toast, and when they return, they notice that the bedroom door is open, and when the great-grandmother walks in, she sees their biggest dog, which is a Great Dane Husky mix, 130-pound, 2-year-old dog, sitting next to Carter, the little boy, and he appears to be bleeding and he's lifeless. There's a horrific 911 call comes in. As she's on the phone with 911, Mom and Dad come home. They see the little boy, they scoop him up, and they rush him to Advent Hospital in Daytona Beach, where he is pronounced dead. Animal control was called. They have taken custody of the dog. Obviously, there's a process that goes with that. There's a 10-day hold on the dog. The family can appeal if they want, and then eventually the dog will be euthanized for that. We're investigating. This is tragic all the way around. You have a young mother will remember on her birthday that her child is dead. And the grandparents, I mean, I just don't know how anybody feels about this. It is so, so, so tragic on what started to be a great night ends up when you return home, your child is dead. And the grandparent and the great aunt, I can't imagine how anybody in this family feels. So I would ask people, you know, there's some mean son of a bitches out there that get on social media behind the keyboard under the cloak of anonymity and publish some really hurtful, evil stuff. You know, and I hope if you have a heart, you'll find in your heart that offer condolences, not some of the stuff that I saw and has been pointed out to me that you morons want to post out there. So, any questions?
When you say, obviously this is a tragedy, but then you say, you know, you're investigating. What is it? Just to investigate circumstance?
It's investigating to get the truth out and see what happened and see was there negligence, was there whatever. I mean, right now, what I told you is what we know. I don't believe in my heart that the great aunt and the great grandmother wanted to do anything like that. But still, you still owe Carter, the little guy, a full investigation to determine everything that occurred. And everything I told you is what my detectives were able to determine since that 911 call came in.
When they discovered the boy, was it almost immediately or had some time?
I think it wasn't that much of a time period because what had happened is, and what I'm being told by the investigators, is the door is like a door like that. It's one of them where you push the handle down. So when they pull the door shut and she then lets the dogs out of the cage, the assumption is that the Great Dane is big enough and strong enough at 130 pounds to go over and hit the door and then go into the room. And I'm speculating on this. A 5-month-old is how big compared to a 130-pound puppy that could just simply think it's a toy or whatever, and then grabs it and bites it and shakes it and obviously it kills the baby.
It sounds like the dog did not have any kind of history. And then did the dog live there with the aunt and grandmother? They all lived there?
I'm not sure about that one, but the dogs resided in the house. It's the great aunt's house, if I'm reading it right. And she had them. The dogs were kenneled, and when they put the baby down, and they closed the door, is when they let the dogs out of the kennel. And the Great Dane was able to open up that door and go into the bedroom. And after they how long does it make a cup of tea and put toast in the toaster? They saw the door opened and they went into the bedroom. That's what the 911 call says. The 911 call says that the dog hurt the baby.
You were telling Jason earlier the dog was pretty young.
2 years old. It's a 2-year-old Great Dane Husky, weighs 130 pounds.
Any message to people that have big breed dogs and
I don't know. I don't know what message you can give on that. I mean, I don't know. It's it's for some reason that only God knows the answer to, as to why this happened.
Since this was contained in the house, the law that passed recently, this would have
This has nothing to do. This is completely different than Michael. What happened to Michael, who was out on his bike and was attacked. You know, this is you're in your home. You're kenneling your dogs. You're a great grandmother and a great aunt. You're watching the baby while your niece and your granddaughter goes out to celebrate her 21st birthday. And that's what they come home to. They walk through the door as the great grandmother's on the phone with 911. Thank you.